How many of you guys are excited for the Mi Gaming laptop? I was. In fact, I was so excited that I made a video on it the day it was announced. A card to that. So we also kind of do know the odds of Xiaomi launching it in India are quite slim. And even if they do, we are going to have to deal with flash sales and everything. Guys, Xiaomi products are very attractive since they are very competitively priced. So I started looking into how the Indian laptop market fared, and to my surprise, I came across this, the Acer Nitro 5. It's priced pretty close to the Xiaomi gaming laptop and has identical specs. So if you like me are tired of waiting for the Mi Gaming laptop, is this something you should consider? Well, let's find out. But before we do, if this is your first time here or in case you just can't remember, my name's Ash, you're watching C4E Tech, and this is a full review of the Acer Nitro 5. This video is brought to you by TunnelBear, the easy to use VPN. There is a link to it in the description below, and while you're down there, do click that bell icon to get onto a notification squad. Now, let's start this one off with the usual built-in design. The Acer Nitro 5 is a gaming laptop and it shows in the design language. From the aggressive lines on the top lid to the vent design, everything has a gamery aesthetic in mind. Now, whether you love it or hate it will depend on your personal taste. But one thing is for sure, the design is gonna turn some heads, especially if you pop one of these open inside a boardroom or even your local coffee shop. Coming to the build, well, Acer has managed to keep the weight of this one down to 2.7 kgs despite the beefy internals. That is, in most part, thanks to all the plastic used. There are no obvious creaks or wobbles and the lid passes our one finger open test. Now let's come to that screen itself. This is a 15.6-inch Full HD IPS LED panel. It is non-reflective with a matte-esque finish, the viewing angles are excellent, and the brightness levels are good. Taking a quick look around the device, we have two speakers at the bottom that fire right into your face and come with Dolby Atmos. Overall, the display as well as the dual stereo speakers made for a great media consumption experience, and I was quite impressed. Another thing that impressed me was the wide selection of ports on this guy. There are two USB 2.0 ports, a headphone jack, card reader, a USB 3 port, a full-sized HDMI port, a Type-C 3.1 port, an Ethernet jack, and a Kensington lock. Internally, we have quite a few options, but the one we decided to focus on, the one I tested out, was the 7th Gen Core i5-7300HQ with 8 gigs of DDR4 RAM and an NVIDIA 1050 Ti. As far as storage goes, this one comes with 128 gigs of SSD that serves as a boot drive along with 1 TB of HDD. That should be enough for all your games and media consumption. Speaking of games, I suppose you guys are dying to know how this thing performs. So let's get straight into some gameplay. So first up, we have some Assassin's Creed Origins gameplay here. Looks absolutely stunning, all the details are set to high and the average frame rate hovers around 48 FPS. If you want to push it over the 60 FPS mark, just cranking a few of the settings down a notch to medium will do the trick.
Look sharp. Let's not get jumped. What? Hey, hey!
Moving on to GTA 5, we have all the settings at high and again the average FPS was 48. Perfectly playable though, since the grouping of the highest and lowest FPS was so close, I had to actually double check if VSync or something was on. Well, it wasn't. Anyway, here's some footage of me just roaming around Los Santos.
Oh no! Dear God!
Next up, we have PUBG. You guys have been asking for this one for ages and here we go. High video settings and the average FPS was 73, well over the 60 FPS mark, and honestly the gameplay was buttery smooth. And finally, we have Fortnite. Everyone's playing this one, and frankly, this free-to-play title isn't very resource intensive at all. With high settings, we managed to get a very healthy average of 155 FPS, and the gameplay was fluid. That didn't help us though, as we went in all guns blazing and got shut down real fast. Now, while gaming on the Nitro 5, I ended up using the backlit keyboard a fair bit. The WASD keys have a little bit of extra feedback. The rest of the typing experience wasn't great. In fact, the mushy feeling keys meant that while writing this script, I had to use backspace a little too often. The touchpad is large and adequately sensitive, but I do miss the feeling of glass. Plastic just doesn't feel the same, and the glossy finish meant it, along with the palm rest and the lid, are all fingerprint magnets. That being said, the touchpad does support gestures, and overall they're pretty well suited for day-to-day tasks. As far as thermals go, this is where the Nitro 5 shone. We put the i5 under a stress test for around 10 minutes, hitting it with AIDA 64, but the awesome cooling solution meant that we didn't see the CPU throttle despite reaching toasty temperatures of 85 degrees and above. As far as the GPU goes, running Furmark for 10 minutes made it hover around the 76 degrees Celsius mark. In real life scenarios, and even while playing games for 3+ hours at a stretch, we never felt the Nitro 5 get uncomfortably warm. The fans though did get pretty loud, especially when we switched on Acer Cool Boost, a feature we did use while stress testing the Nitro 5, but that was to be expected. Coming to battery life, well, the Nitro 5 sports a 37 watt hour battery. Battery life is nothing to write home about, but then again, this is a gaming laptop, so I don't think gamers would really have a problem with it. But even when you're not gaming, the discrete GPU does switch off. That helps conserve some juice. You get around 4 to 5 hours of day-to-day usage. Speaking of day-to-day usage, we have a HD webcam in here. The quality is okay-ish. As far as video calls go, the internal mic and camera setup get the job done. Now, before we get to price tag, a big shout out to our sponsors, TunnelBear. If a fast and secure VPN is what you're looking for, then TunnelBear is the way to go. With apps for iOS, Android, Windows, Mac, and even a Chrome extension, TunnelBear protects your privacy on all of your devices. One of the great things about TunnelBear is how it takes all the annoying setup and configuration steps out of personal VPN use. Just turn it on and you're set. With TunnelBear running on your device, the connection is encrypted and your public IP address gets swapped out to look like it's coming from the country of your choice. So go to tunnelbear.com/C4E for a 10% discount and get started. And now let's finally talk price. Available at 65k on Amazon, the Acer Nitro 5 costs just 3,000 rupees more than its equivalent offering from Xiaomi. At least the price in China. So it definitely seems to be a steal of a deal, better than importing a Xiaomi laptop. Even if Xiaomi were to launch in India, I'd expect they'd hike the prices up a little bit. In fact, we saw this with the Mi TV 4As. The lower end 32 and 43-inch Mi TV 4As came to India with a significant price hike of about 30 to 40% compared to the Chinese pricing. Considering that, the flash sales, as well as the cost and hassle of importing a laptop to India, the Acer Nitro 5 with its exact same internal seems like a steal of a deal. I couldn't quite believe that we had such a value for money product right under our noses and didn't really notice it at all these times. What do you guys think? What do you think? Do you think Acer has done an excellent job with the Nitro 5? Is this something you'd be interested in picking up? If you are, I'll leave a direct link in the description below. Use that. And also tell us all about your thoughts in the comments. If you are a gamer at heart, then share this video so that everyone gets to know about this awesome little machine from Acer. And if you hated this video, well, you know what to do. But if you did like it, if you like all the new PC content that we've been pushing out, then drop us a giant like, subscribe to C4E Tech, and click that bell icon to become part of a notification squad. So I guess it's time I bid you adieu. Thanks a lot for watching. Till next time, this here is Ash. You've been watching C4E Tech, and I'm signing off. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye.